Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the Shinyon to talk about some wrestling news. We haven't covered any wrestling news in like 3 days. This is episode 85. We have a lot to discuss here, so we'll get around to it. So, the final countdown song might be available to use now if AEW and Bryan Danielson want it. So, if they want to use this song for Forbidden Door for Daniel Bryan's entrance, or Bryan Danielson, it's available to use because the Primary Way Music has struck a deal with Joey Tempest, the lead vocalist of the rock band Europe, acquiring what it states as a portion of his music publishing catalog encompassing 5 albums. Tony Khan, give us what we want. We want the final countdown on Sunday and the main event for Forbidden Door. Whatever you're doing, Mr. Khan, stop doing that and license Final Countdown for Sunday. I'm gonna need to hear this. Him coming out to Final Countdown will be such a sight, but that just rose my expectations and let's hope it works out. But playing this all in, at All In would be, or at the Forbidden Door would be so fun. I love his current theme without the lyrics, but Final Countdown would be epic. So Dax Harwood, he basically called out a top AEW star who said there's more divisiveness backstage because of CM Punk. I don't know. The big question, really, in my opinion, is who's this quote top star? I think maybe Chris Jericho, but I think they've squashed it though. CM Punk and Chris Jericho. I don't know who it is, but okay, let's get into the article here. So basically, he had to come to the defense, Dax Harwood, of his good friend CM Punk, by calling out the wrestler who's spoken about the tension behind season AEW between Punk and those who don't like him. Because of the interview with ESPN, the two sides have not improved. Following his interview, ESPN interview, which people made it out worse than it was literally the most normal interview ever, most tame interview, like, ever. So, I don't really know what people... As I say, it was a CM Punk smear campaign. And Dave Meltzer good friends with the Young Bucks, of course, because of course he is. That one top star in the promotion is fearful of the ticking time bomb regarding the issues leading to another incident. But I think this is just a CM Punk smear campaign, I've said from the start. Like, Dave Meltzer and these people are just trying to ruin CM Punk's image and the CM Punk smear campaign. They just can't handle that CM Punk's a bigger draw than them and just better than them. Sorry. Just point out the facts. I don't care. Just point out the facts. So WWE remains hopeful they're going to have Drew McIntyre back on TV shortly. If he isn't at Money in the Bank in some form, I feel like he's done with WWE. If he isn't back at Money in the Bank, people think he will. I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful, and I'm really hoping he's at Money in the Bank. But at this point, if he doesn't show up at Money in the Bank, there's no hope of him coming back to WWE. Because WWE wants him back. It's just, I don't know if Drew McIntyre wants to come back. If he comes back at Money in the Bank, he'll stay for a while. But if he doesn't, that's going to be a big concern. So the Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe concession stand brawl peaked with 972,000 viewers. Well, Double J's gonna be happy about that. Jeff Jarrett's a draw, pal. Double J, slap nuts. Never doubt the power of Double J. So an AEW star is leaving the company. So it's apparently Fuego del Sol is apparently leaving the company. I don't know if he's a star. I wouldn't consider him a star. His time with the company will end on July 1st. He'll be cleared from injury and will accept bookings otherwhere in other places. So probably in the Indies, but he's officially announced he's leaving AEW. So a former WWE star is returning to the company as part of the SmackDown brand, and apparently Carlito is going to be returning to the company as a part of the SmackDown brand, a former WWE star. And this is big. Be a part of probably LWO, Carlito. So I think it's going to happen. So a former WWE star is believed to sign an AEW contract. I think it's a former Impact wrestler. I think it's John Morrison. He's signed an AEW contract. John Hannigan, known as Johnny Elite, appeared in the segment with QT Marshall that featured the Acclaimed. So apparently he's now on AEW. So we have a major breakthrough moment being discussed for WWE's LA Knight. Apparently people in WWE, they're pushing for LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank, which he should. Look, Logan Paul's a good wrestler, but I don't think he should win Money in the Bank, especially when he just got in without a qualifying match when all the others had to. But LA Knight getting the push he deserves is just cinema. He deserves it. Because, I mean, who else would you give it to? Because I don't... If it's anybody but LA Knight, the crowd will riot. So Spoiler is a front runner to win the Women's Money in the Bank match, and without fail, the Io Sky has been and remains the front runner. However, until that happens, plans can change, especially Vince McMahon making notable changes to creative. Io Sky's a favorite as of now, but there could be some changes. Ricochet, Vince McMahon still involved in WWE creative. Wow! Shocking news here. Not. Yeah, we know Vince McMahon is still involved in creative. He's a big mistake. We can tell. He makes drastic changes to some shows. And is he changing everything? No. But he's changing stuff, still making drastic changes. He just needs to leave permanently like he said he would. But of course he is. I mean, it's just obvious. You don't say. He's not like in charge, but he's still involved and he's making changes to these shows. And he said he would leave. He would just leave, but he never did. Because he's Vince McMahon. But I don't care about your name. LA Knight was converted into a manager, so this is the reason he was turned into Max Dupree. As Max Dupree, because WWE was concerned about his age. Okay, so AJ and Brock are 46, Edge and Ray are almost 50, Lashley's 47. Who cares about age in wrestling? They converted him to a manager. It's Max Dupree because of his age. It's always about the age. I mean, Sting's 64 in AEW. How about you? I don't think it's about age. How about you say Vince had concerns about his age, not WWE? Safe to say Vince was wrong. Concerned about his age. He's 3 years older than Seth and 2 years older than Roman. What's there to be concerned about? And he's near the same age as Damian Priest, who's becoming a main event player. How about you just say Vince McMahon was worried about his age? I mean, Jim Ross will not be at AEW shows this weekend. Yeah, he does need to scale it back a little bit. So Jeff Hardy, he'll be going on a hiatus. A quote hiatus. I guess this person needs clicks on their article. But the wordage here is just filthy. Because he can't get into Canada. No need to freak out. And he can't because of the DUIs, according to the article here. His arrests, because of the DUI stuff, prevent him going from Canada. So he's not going on a hiatus. He just can't get into Canada. So this is a clickbait. I know people need clicks, but come on. It's because of his jail issues. That's why he can't get in there. Rashad and Tony Khan. They're reportedly interested in buying Bellator MMA. Well, I kind of figured this would happen. Bellator is so far below UFC, it's kind of insane, but I don't know if you should buy it. 'Cause it's way below MMA. Like, I don't hear anybody saying, oh, I want to watch Bellator. I mean... So AEW Collision's ratings come out, and they draw 816,000 viewers for premiere episode when CM Punk's return. And people say, oh, it's terrible as usual, CM Punk's not as big as a draw. But I guess according to eBay, anything under 1 million is terrible. But it's not true. That is actually pretty good. You have to look at the context. People don't look at the context. This is Saturday night, when you have other stuff going on as well. And that's good. It's good for a Saturday night show. Can they be able to sustain that? Don't know. Maybe not. But that's a great rating for a Saturday night. CM Punk draws in the ratings. But it was a great debut episode. Hopefully they can keep the energy on Saturday. This Saturday's Collision looks like a pretty good episode for Collision as well. So it's going to be interesting. Kenta reportedly didn't want to wrestle CM Punk at AEW's New Japan Forbidden Door. So we wanted this match to happen, but imagine being a pro wrestler and you reject the opportunity to wrestle the undisputed, most talked about wrestler over the past few years. CM Punk, you can hate him or love him, but you talk about him. That's rejecting a lot of eyeballs that Kenta doesn't really have. So I guess this match isn't going to happen. I don't know why he doesn't want to face him. But Tommy Dreamer's been diagnosed with skin cancer for a third time, unfortunately. Prayers for Tommy Dreamer. He's beat it twice, so maybe he could beat it a third time, beat skin cancer. So, sending prayers out to Tommy Dreamer. Best wishes. WWE, they've announced a Fastlane date and location. October 7th, Fastlane. They had Pat McAfee announce it today on his radio show. It'll be October 7th from the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. So October 7th, Indianapolis, Fastlane. So apparently, Vince McMahon made drastic changes on Monday's Raw this past Monday. So the opening segment plans next. So apparently he canceled Seth Rollins' open challenge from the show, which of course he did. That would explain. But that was a hot start to get over Balor, and gave us a side of Balor we haven't seen in a very long time. But I would have liked to see an open challenge, though. Really would have liked to see an open challenge, though. But not surprised Vince McMahon changed plans. On SmackDown tonight, Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown tonight. We'll have Bayley versus Shotzi. Bayley puts her Money in the Bank spot on the line. A triple threat match between Santos, LA Knight, and somebody else, I think. Butch. So that should be good. But yeah, that's really all the wrestling stuff I have to talk about. So until next time, have a lot. Peace.